I sip wine, kick my feet up when I get time. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea. Sipping and spilling it.
Poppin'.
How you niggas doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm not even gonna lie though, I'm kind of tired, y'all. And I had a very taxing weekend. So, the energy's there, but mentally, I don't know if I am.
I think you need a shot.
Sammy's been trying to get me drunk since she got me drunk yesterday. And that is why I don't party with the big boys. That is a pure example, because I clearly can't hang. I was ready to go. And
we had a time last night.
And Sammy was like, oh, we're gonna go out. And then we're going to go out after that. And then after that. And I said, I'm a one place type of person.
We only went to 2 places.
I know, but you were talking before we even got there that we were going to go to an after hour before we even got to the first place. And I am really bad when it comes to after hour. Okay. I need to be home.
Mm-hmm.
Cause now I feel like I am recovering too long.
Mm-hmm.
It's cause I'm getting old.
We are getting old. We're getting up there in age, girl.
Girl, I am up in there in age.
We are getting up there in age, but we got a PS motherfucking A.
And if y'all don't remember what a PSA is, if you piss Sammy and Ami off.
Period. I don't think we were as pissed off. I think we were just both shocked about the situation.
I don't think that I'm shocked by anything that men do anymore. So technically, it just comes with territory of the audacity that they were born with.
You're right. So, we were just chilling at Mary's, being the bad bitches that we are, just trying to talk about the show and trying to get our life coordinated.
Absolutely.
And this man walks by trying to talk to Ami. And the first thing I asked is if he's going to pay for shit. Because don't even waste my time or her time. If you're not going to try to buy no shit, don't talk to us. And he was like, yeah. He's like,
yeah, I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool.
So she let him to keep talking. So he kept talking. And then he was like, I see that you guys ladies are busy, but would you mind if I bring a friend?
Mm-hmm.
We're like, sure, why not? Bring your friend over here,
Might as well.
So he went, brought his friend. Him and Sammy got into a conversation about tech.
Mm-hmm.
And, the layoffs. And if you are good at something, then there's no one that can take your spot. Yeah. And, then he proceeds to say out of nowhere, you're gonna be my girlfriend.
Yeah, he's like, I want you to be my girlfriend.
I want you to be my girlfriend. And right when he said that, it just felt like something in my head triggered me. And I said, are you married? He said, yes.
But I still want you to be my girlfriend.
And with him saying...
And it's like the honesty. We love when men give us a chance to choose. So him telling us he was married was not the problem. It's him telling me I'm going to be his girlfriend while being married is the issue. And he said it so casually, like it was normal.
And then, he felt like he was absolved of all wrongs because he's like, well, at least I was honest.
Yeah.
And I was like...
And he's like, I have money.
And
I got 2 houses.
And I'm like, you didn't lead with the fact that you were married. So that's why I'm saying, how do you say that you are being honest when we had to get the honesty out of you?
Because he didn't tell.
He did not.
Until you asked him, are you married?
Exactly.
And he said, yeah. Just like that. Like it was nothing. Yeah, I'm married.
He's an African man. So for me, I just feel like I'm already assuming that he has 3 to 4 wives.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all I gotta say is, I've been saying this before, if the man's married, charge him the I'm married tax.
Absolutely.
Get some money out of him. Get what you can out the situation, because at the end of the day, you are never gonna be nothing more than just a side chick.
Absolutely. So I'm like, for him to say a girlfriend, it's a glorified side chick.
Yeah, I'm not a girlfriend. I'm a side bitch.
That's pretty much what you are.
That's what
he
not
told
yet.
You, bitch.
Not yet. I'm not a side bitch yet. We'll find out in 2 weeks if I go to Miami with him.
I am crying.
Hopefully he pays me for the situation, but we'll see, girl. Well, the girls are back at it again with another messy ass episodes of Sip and Spill, where we create conversations. Oh, wow.
Sipping wine.
I go by the name of Thug motherfucking Sammy.
And I'm ambitious, just vibes, Teray.
I need to ask you, how do you feel about coming back this season?
I feel
this is our first episode of the season.
I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel good. But it always is just weird to get back into the groove of things when you're done. Because we do it for 4 months straight, and then we're off that 1 month, and we try to get so much done in that 1 month.
Yeah.
And we never usually get everything that we need to get done. So it's like kind of bittersweet. It's like you feel half fulfilled. Like we did half the shit we needed to get done. We should have did all this shit done. But it's like I don't think people understand as creators, it's so overwhelming. Sometimes you get overstimulated with just the littlest things just because you want to make sure the product is good and or you're doing something right. So you have to do it again. Because there have been days when we do reels and the reels literally will drain me because sometimes I'm like so frustrated, like, oh my God, this should be so fucking easy.
Yeah.
And when it's not, I'm like, God. I said, I'm supposed to be relaxing. We're supposed to be doing creative juice flowings. We're supposed to be doing, and I'm just like.
Content creating is hard work. People make it seem like it's a job of like leisure, which it kind of is in a way because you're getting paid to be exactly yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a lot of work to put out that content of yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're doing something new this season. Instead of Would You Rathers, we're doing highs and lows.
Yes.
So what is your high and what is your low?
Okay, so my high is coming back, even though I said I'm overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good high. My low, if anyone that does follow me, I'm a very interpersonal person. My grandfather did just pass. So it's kind of hard, but I think that I'm trying to use that energy for something better than being sad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying.
Okay.
What is your highs and lows?
My high is definitely being back here. Like I was excited, even though I was very terribly weak and tired. I was still really excited to like come back and get in the flow of things and see you every Monday and go back to like how.
So you miss me?
Yeah, of course.
You never tell me you miss me.
I know.
Can you please tell me more?
Sure.
I like that.
Yeah, I can try to be more expressive.
I love when you're expressive. Hold my hand.
Yeah.
We're going to end the season and start the season the same way.
Ow.
Okay.
So, and my low is getting so fucked up last night.
Girl,
oh my God.
She got pulled over, y'all.
I got pulled over. I got in a car accident.
Yes.
It's because I started drinking at brunch. I started drinking at 4 p.m.
Yes.
So I was already kind of not lit when I got to Mary's, but I was definitely lit when I left Mary's because we had 2 glasses of wine and 2 shots.
Yes.
Before we left.
Yes.
And then we went to camp.
Camp.
And the bottles were coming. The bottles were flowing.
Camp was definitely camping.
Like the bottles were flowing. The hookah was coming. There was not a damn thing we even asked for or needed. It was the vibe was vibing. Went to another section. The vibe was vibing. Like we were lit in that second section.
That is the first time in a while that I actually section hopped. I try to hold myself in such a high regard because now that I'm a girlfriend, I'm like, oh, I can't be in guys' section if I don't know them. Yeah. I only want to go out with my boyfriend. But I was like, I was outside last night.
We were outside. I'm telling you, like, I had to cut off at the after hours. Like, I couldn't do that, but. We had a great time. We were shaking our asses.
We were.
We were smoking. I was smoking your hookah.
She was smoking hookah, and Samantha does not smoke hookah. So you know what? We gonna keep saying we had a time last night.
All right, let's get into some fun motherfucking tea. Wait. I'm
wine
sorry.
Facts.
Wine facts, y'all. So this was just the wine I had in my house. I'm sure we had this wine before because it's Menage a Trois.
Mm-hmm. And we were in, yep.
Yeah, we had this before.
I kept saying Lucius Luscious. Yeah, I remember.
You kept calling it Lucius. That was a long time ago we had this wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know much about this bitch. I know she tastes good. And she's a California. Actually, she's a Pinot Noir from California.
How much alcohol content?
We're completely sober right now, guys. So it is only 13.8. No, that's not only. That's a good high.
That's a really good one.
Number 13.8. So maybe we get a little lit.
Too, y'all? We out here trying to do bigger, better, badder bitches things.
We do got
one. That's in a long time. Bigger, better,
bitch. Yeah.
We have not.
Yeah, we have not. Let me be careful because the first thing LP told me was not to fucking spill no shit on this fucking carpet. He didn't say it like that, but that's how
he should say like that.
But that's how I heard it.
I'm gonna say but make sure when you're pouring the wine, just do it over here. Do it over this, just in case. Yeah. If it does, it can at least drop on the table.
Yeah.
Girl, stop acting like you ain't never been in the service industry. You need to turn it when you're done, because that's how you get.
I haven't been in service for so long.
Yes, that's how you do it.
Yep. I serve somebody. It's been a minute. All I do is throw bottles at people's heads.
Cheers to another messy ass episode, a messy ass season, a messy ass time. Ew.
Oh. By the way, I just want to let y'all know I got this outfit from Guatemala, handmade from a Guatemalan bitch.
This is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we accidentally coordinated on purpose because, she loves me so fucking much. I'm so glad that she's going to be more expressive of how she feels about me.
I'm going to try.
Also, side note, y'all, before we get in too far in, I want to say happy birthday to my boyfriend because today's his birthday, his actual fucking birthday.
That's sweet. Did y'all make plans already?
No, that's why we did something yesterday because he's in Jersey right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into motherfucking tea time. Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Mayers. Did you ever watch Creed 3?
I loved Creed 3.
Okay, is Jonathan Mayers ugly or fine to you?
I don't think he's attractive at all.
There's a really argument about if he's ugly or fine.
I want to say I saw someone put on the internet that he is civil rights fine. And I'm like, that is the best way to describe him because he looked like he has all my life I had to fight looks.
I find him attractive. I think he's a cutie. I love his body. I love his personality. I think he's a cutie.
I absolutely love his personality. But we were talking about this yesterday when we were at the dinner table, that attraction can be grown for women.
Yeah.
But I just, when I look at him, I don't find attractive things outside of how he's a great fucking actor, great fucking body.
Great fucking body.
I just think he's ugly.
I don't know. Maybe because I watched him. I love Craft Country. Something like
I've
that.
never seen that show.
Okay, so maybe that's what made me fall in love with him.
Yeah, when you know someone's backstory and you know more of their character and or like, you know, personality traits, you find them more attractive than the average. And I found
nothing attractive about this man besides his body.
Yeah.
So he's a butterface.
Absolutely.
All right. So there's a picture with him and Michael B. Jordan, and they were just being like buddies, like showing affection towards each other. I thought it was beautiful. I love to see.
It was a beautiful picture as well.
I love to see Black men show each other affection, especially to their children, to their sons. Like that's really important, I think, for Black men to see. And I don't know what rapper it was.
I think it was Cameron.
Cameron.
Yep.
The Mr. Pink phone, pink fluffy outfit himself want to say, this is why I didn't see the movie. Because two men took a picture together.
Yeah.
Hugging.
Yeah.
They weren't even really hugging like that. I think he had his head on his shoulder or something like that.
I don't even remember exactly what the picture looked like, but I feel that if a man giving another man affection got you so riled up about your sexuality.
To not watch a movie?
Then the problem actually stems from you.
It's you.
Because I feel that why is it an issue to show affection to people that you love?
Two clearly straight men.
They're very clearly
straight men.
And even if they weren't, why does that bother you that another male hugged another male? Why does that bother you? Why are you taking your dollars and not going to see the movie?
Yeah. Because there is nothing gay about that movie.
I was like, do you think you won by not seeing that movie? You actually lost. That movie is a fucking amazing. That acting, great. The cinematic, like the way that they shot the movie.
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen a single Creed movie.
Oh my, what?
Not a single one.
What?
Not 1, 2, or 3.
What?
I know. I need to see Creed.
And we all know I love me some Michael B. Bust that pussy.
Yeah,
Jordan.
I need to see Creed. I know it's a good movie.
Amazing. It's an amazing franchise. Amazing.
I haven't seen it. Moving on. So rapper BTB Savage was killed after he posed around his... Someone tried to rob him, and he killed the robber, and he took a picture with the robber's blood in the background. Yeah. And because of that picture, we're assuming, because of how close it happened, he was also murdered.
He was murdered the same day, hours later.
Yeah.
And I feel, for me, I know it's none of my business, and I'm not part of these things, but it's like, that's the definition of street justice. Don't be out here bragging about...
Who got street justice? Him? Or the person that tried to rob him?
The person, I'm sure that it was the person that robbed him's friends that knew.
Yeah, but you don't think the person deserves to get killed for trying to rob him?
I don't think anyone deserves death. That's not something for me to decide when but I feel like that is a definition of don't be doing shit and bragging about it like you're not gonna get repercussions for what you just fucking did.
Right.
And it's like, why are you proud that you killed somebody?
Why are you proud that you killed someone? I would never be proud about killing someone. Will I kill somebody? If I had to, if you try to rob me, I will shoot you. I have no problem shooting a bitch.
Self-defense, okay. But I'm saying when
I'm gonna keep shooting you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at this point, you disrespected me in my home, so now you got to die.
Yeah, that's never going to be me. That's never going to be me.
Yeah, so I don't think it's bad that he killed him for robbing him, because that's what you get while you're on people's houses. But he didn't got to brag about it. And just taking a picture with the person's blood, like, that's just so disrespectful.
That's so distasteful.
It's distasteful.
So distasteful.
Like, hood niggas, I need y'all to I just want better for hood niggas. Like,
I just want better for them in general.
Yeah, like, I mean, I just want... You know, just because you a hood nigga don't make you a bad nigga, but I need you hood niggas to do better.
I don't know. That just sounded funny when you said it. It's like, just because you're a hood nigga doesn't mean you're a bad nigga.
It don't, but I just need y'all to do fucking better. Speaking of hood niggas, this has nothing to do with the story. But I was watching this video. There was a newscast at New Orleans talking about how dangerous New Orleans is, how much murders and things go on in New Orleans. Yeah. And some guy just starts talking shit in the background while they're trying to give an interview on how to keep New Orleans safer because of the whole, how much murder that goes on in that city. And he's just talking shit. So the guy freaking gets tired of it and starts beating his ass in the middle of the fucking, mind you, it's the news.
The newscaster?
Not the newscaster.
Oh, okay.
The guy interviewing by the newscaster starts beating his motherfucking ass on camera.
So how can we take advice from you when you ain't even following your own advice?
His son is there. He beats him so fucking bad, grabs his gun, and yanks his chain.
On a newscast?
And on the news, bitch. And I'm just, weren't you talking about peace?
That's some shit that Martin Luther King probably was doing.
You were just talking about peace. And now you just beat this nigga. I mean, he was talking mad shit.
So I'm not sure if you all heard of last night's conversations. It's actually started as a card game, and then they used the card game and turned it into a podcast of sorts.
I thought it was a podcast first, then they made the card game. Wow, there was a card game first?
I want to assume it was because like it was like 2 years ago. Remember when like I was like, oh, I got these from Noir. That was 2 years ago, and the podcast has just started.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty much like the card game. Just a background. It's like getting to know people better by asking intimate questions that are intentional. That's really all it is. So on the podcast, they kind of explore the same idea where they have very intentional conversations and they speak about things, you know, from different point of views. I actually thoroughly enjoy it. Like I said, I am a person that doesn't watch podcasts,
enjoy their podcast,
but I do enjoy like watching the snippets of what I do see on Instagram. So the video that we are talking about in specific, I don't even know this man's name, but I feel like
I just call him Diggler Earring.
Honestly, he just always triggers me
the wrong
every
way.
time I see him, hear him. Like I just feel like he thinks that because the way he looks, that he be saying like some.
He's not even fine to me.
He's not even attractive either. That's what makes it even worse. But some people would think that it looks pretty attractive, like on the scale of attractiveness.
Right.
So he was having a conversation about the 90-day rule and how he feels like, well, women think that it's okay for you to have sex with them for 90 days. Well, I feel like I shouldn't have to spend money for 90 days. X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, that sounds so crazy to me. Like, why is your ego so struck that you feel like you don't have to spend money for 90 days because a bitch doesn't want to have sex with you?
Right. The thing about that, I find it because sex is I feel like it's intimate.
Yeah.
It's personal.
Yeah.
You don't know why some women choose not to have sex with men. You know, some people have been sexually abused. Some people are going through a different phase in their life.
Yeah.
Some people are born again Christians. There's many reasons why I think women and men choose to abstain from sex. So for you to correlate something so personal like that to spending money, I think is ludicrous because it's not, in my opinion, it's not the same thing. Do I think he's wrong for feeling how he feels? If you feel like you don't want to spend money on a bitch for 90 days, find you a bitch that's okay to not spend money on for 90 days. That's fine.
There's plenty of women that could probably, you know, be okay with like a picnic date or anything that's
girl,
creative.
that's spending money.
That is spending money.
Girl, he wants to sit on the couch and look at you.
That's really what it is. He wants
to play that card game with you. Oh, that's for 90 days. That's all you want to do is play them games. But I mean, to me, if you like someone, I don't see what is wrong with spending money on someone. Like, and I feel like men, y'all know y'all got to spend money on dates. Like, stop trying to walk behind or like try to go around this while we got this what you know.
Like, these modern day men don't want to court you anymore.
They don't.
They want to be the bad bitches, and that's the problem.
And it's like, we all know y'all have to make those indirect pussy payments. Like, let's be fucking for real.
There's an indirect pussy payments.
That's what it is. If you want to have sex with me, you need to spend money on me.
That part.
So, but I feel like if any man chooses to do the 90-day rule with not spending money on a woman, just see how long that bitch lasts. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, see how long that bitch lasts, because I couldn't even fucking...
And y'all have the same discretion to leave if a woman chooses not to have sex for 90 days, too.
Absolutely.
If y'all can't handle not getting pussy for 90 days, then go ahead and find you a bitch that'll let you fuck. Like, if you don't have to tolerate anything you don't need to.
Exactly. So, would you be okay with a man that didn't spend any money on you? I mean, it's still a question. We just threw it in there, you know? Like you said, it's full discretion, so...
Bitch.
What I'm...
A nigga can't even...
Yeah, you're right. You can't even breathe on me without spending money. Me, I don't think I could go 90 days without a man spending money on me.
Without taking me on one date, one coffee date, one dinner date, one ice skating, poetry contest.
Yeah, like there's so many inexpensive ways
Ice
that you
skating.
can. Yeah, I was gonna say because I know
Museums. I'm sorry. There's just so many things that you can do. Zoo that are not expensive.
I know for me specifically how I treat a man while I'm dating them, that I feel like if the energy is not reciprocated, if I'm always paying for a date and or like coming out of pocket, it would feel very awkward for me. So I don't think I personally could.
I would never. No, you got to take me on like 8-9 dates before I take you on one.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just how you roll.
So the 90-day rule has always been there, but it kind of got popularized by Steve Harvey in his book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. And he pretty much expressed Steve Harvey, a man, told us that we should not sleep with men for at least 90 days to really get to know them.
Yeah.
And I don't really believe in waiting for 90 days. I mean, it's not necessary, but I do think it's, it's not a bad idea to get to know your partner before you sleep with them. Because a lot of times after you start sleeping with someone, you start ignoring red flags. Yeah. Which when you're not sleeping with someone, you're coherent enough to see red flags and see like, okay, this is not someone I want to deal with. Let's move on. But by the time you start fucking, you're already in lust. The dick is good. The pussy is good. We already sucked each other off. So it's like, yeah, we're in this bitch. Like whatever happens, happens. So 90 days, I think that's a kind of extensive for me personally. Yeah. I don't want to go 90 days. Especially if I like you, I don't want to go 90 days. But we could wait a little bit, get to know each other, go on a couple of days, see where this goes. Because a lot of times after the first month, a nigga will show you who the fuck he really is. Yeah. Yeah. So I would say maybe like the first couple, 4 or 5 days, maybe a month, see where it goes.
That's a fact.
But that don't always got to be a thing. Because sometimes you can fuck the first night and y'all can be in love.
Exactly. So you know
whatever works for you. But from my experience, I think it usually works better when we kind of wait, get to know each other, see where we are in life, where this relationship is going, and then we can choose to have sex. Yeah. What about you?
I feel like me and you had this conversation yesterday, but I do also feel that like you should. I don't think, like we said, I don't think 90 days is a long time. But I mean, I don't think that it's a long time that you should wait. But I do feel that you need to have the right amount of discernment to have those conversations, get to know what you want out of this person, what you want out of the situation before you do include sex. Because once you include sex, as she said before, it's like a whole different ball game. And if you're not ready to deal with the repercussions of what happens when you do give that part of yourself or enjoy that part of yourself. We're not going to say give. If you enjoy that part of yourself with another partner, you have to understand that this is something that you are going into with, is this either casual sex, it's a relationship, is this, so there's so many different levels to it. And I think that waiting could happen. Waiting doesn't have to happen. But for me personally, I just go with my gut. And usually my gut is pretty right. So
have you ever like fucked a guy and then you're like, damn, I wish I haven't fucked him? Yeah. Me too.
And that's why I feel like it also is good to wait, because it's like we're not just making rash decisions just because you feel like it. Right. Like everyone's gonna always have that sexual tension. But having the amount of maturity to just take a step back and say, you know what, at this grown ass age, sex is not just sex.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So do you feel like every man should follow that 90-day rule?
Which one?
Like every man that you're dating?
Should follow the 90-day rule as in like no sex or no money?
No, both. No sex and no money.
I don't even believe in the 90-day rule. I absolutely do not. Because I just feel like
why put a time limit? Why put
I'm gonna say, I feel like when you put time limits on things, it's like you're trying to try to play games with somebody, have a one up, like, oh yeah, I'm not fucking, I'm not this, I'm not that. Oh no, I'm not spending money. And it's like relationships are about, joining forces, not what we can use against each other to get the upper hand. And I feel like anyone that already starts it trying to get an upper hand, like, well, if you're not gonna give me no pussy, I'm not gonna spend no money. It's like a tit for tat. That's already showing me that I don't want to be with someone like that. Yeah. I don't want to be with someone that doesn't respect if I did have it, and I don't want someone that puts pressure on me to say, well, you gotta wait 90 days until I spend money on you. It's like contradictory. So
I think the problem is we're not dating people we actually like.
That's a fact. People are not.
People are not dating people that I actually like and care for. Because if I like you, I'm not going to say I'm not doing this till you do this, or I'm not doing this, I'm doing this. If I like you, I'm doing it out of the pure love I have for you. Yep. And whatever happens with that, or however you take it, if you do me right, if you do me wrong, that's your business.
Facts.
I know I did the right thing because I cared about you, and you can't play me because I came with a pure heart.
And that's how I always say it. I say, I do not mind taking my L's in public and or in private, because what I did is what I did because I did it because I fuck with you.
Yeah.
And that's just it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't feel like every man needs to follow the 90-day rule, whether it's 90-day no spending, 90-day no sex. Me, honestly, if you're trying to fuck with me, I'm not gonna put the 90-day rule on you. So don't you dare put that 90. Honestly,
do you feel like sometimes we might be selective though with the people that we make do the 90-day rules, and like
I don't make any guy really do the 90-day rule.
I don't either, but I'm just saying, like, do you ever?
But are we selective
about?
Yeah, I feel like there's some guys you just want to fuck, and there's some guys that you see a future with. I mean, a lot of times when I'm doing that, I don't plan on speaking to you ever again.
Yeah.
So if that's the trajectory of the relationship, I don't care. But if I want to build something with you, I'm not gonna make you wait 90 fucking days.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wait till like if I see if you actually like me, because the guy I fucked the first night, I don't actually like him. I don't even want to see him again.
Exactly. And it's so crazy when people say that women use sex to get in relationships, when I feel that sometimes it's kind of the opposite. We want to make sure you actually like us before we have sex with you. We don't say you can't have any pussy until you're my boyfriend. That's very unrealistic.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where that narrative
There was a time where I would not have sex with him when I was younger. Back in my stupid younger days, where I was like, no guy can have sex with me until we're together, or I'm not dating.
Yeah,
I only
and I'm
have sex with guys I'm dating.
Those are things that because you want to put standards on your pussy when you're younger. But when you're older and you understand certain like aspects of like, just because that's your boyfriend does not mean it's your fucking boyfriend.
Yeah, because sometimes you're not his girlfriend.
Hello.
That might be your man, but you're not his bitch.
Hello. So I just feel like putting vagina in the same category of relationships is just also another thing that is just like,
yeah,
it's with time you'll understand, and you know yourself. Like, that's what I'm saying. We are grown ass motherfucking people. If you want to bust that pussy open on a fucking Tuesday for Jim, do it.
Jim sounds like a white man. Say Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like the hood nigga that was getting beat up on the
on the news.
On the video.
His name probably was Tyrone. Yeah.
So how would dating be if we all decided to practice a level of 90-day rules? Like, I would
money-wise or sex-wise?
I think we can talk about both, because we didn't even get into what our 90 days would be if we did have them. So we could talk about what it would be if everyone practiced it, and then we could talk about.
Okay. I feel like if everyone practiced the 90-day rule of not spending any money on anyone for 90 days, restaurants would be empty. Like, everything would be empty. Like, no one would ever go out. People just be walking around.
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking it on the way of like, maybe dating would be more intentional if you knew that you're going to be dating someone for 90 days without spending money, or 90 days of having sex with them. I feel like you're not going to try to waste those 90 days.
Yeah, you're going to actually make sure you like this person.
I feel like if I knew I was going into something with someone for 90 days, I'm like, I got to make sure I like him at the end of this shit, because what if I wasted 3 months of my time and 1, the dick is whack, or 2, the chemistry's not chemistry.
I didn't even think about that. What if you waited 90 days?
Wait 90 days just to have sex with.
And the dick was trash. Horrible. Oh my God.
That's definitely
I need you to test a See, I don't, I need to.
You need to drive the car before you.
I do. I think it's important. Nothing against people who think to wait till marriage. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I'm the kind of sexual person I am.
Yeah.
I think it's important to test the dick before I get in a relationship with you or marry you or whatever the thing might be, because sex is not the most important thing in a relationship, but it's definitely top 3.
Yeah.
Chemistry, the sex, the feel, definitely top 3. So if you have the other qualities and the sex is just whack, I'm just going to end up cheating on you. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, no. Mm-mm.
So if you did have 90-day rule, what would that look like to you?
My 90-day rule would probably be like, I mean, I guess I kind of already have a 90-day rule, but it's not 90 days, but I kind of really don't sleep with a guy until like a guy that I like, until I get to know them and really like them.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what, even though it's not really 90 days, but I guess that's my thing. It's just, it's the no sex. So I know that we're locked in.
My 90 days is I would not let you meet my friends for at least 3 months, just so, because like I said, I don't want to be like my man, my man, my man, my man.
Yeah, I don't want to know they can be my friends.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, and then next thing you know, it's like, what happened to
Right.
oh boy? And I'm like, who oh boy?
That's a good 90-day rule.
I'm gonna say not let you meet everybody in my
Yeah.
life because I don't know how long you're gonna be there. That's one
Yeah.
thing I would have. And then another thing is I do not want to talk about future plans in 90 days. I don't want me to make this big grand life with someone because like I said I've done these things before. That's why I'm only speaking of what I would instill in a relationship as a 90-day rule. I would not try to make very indefinite, crazy, life-changing plans in 90 days just because I feel very
in love at the moment.
Very in love at the moment. Because when you look back at the in love in the moment in the 3 months that you were, it's like it does not compare to what everything was outside of that 90 days. So for me,
and once that honeymoon phase is over and you see them for who they fucking are, you're like, this is why you're fucking single.
Yeah,
this is why
and you gotta also think about it. The honeymoon phase usually is the 90 days.
Yeah.
Like the first 3 months of you meeting someone is usually the best time of your fucking life.
Yeah.
And then you fucking realize, wow, you're pretty fucked up too.
Yeah.
So.
And then you choose, do I want to stay with this fucked up person or not?
I mean, all relationships are going to take a level of work, but it's like those 90 days really do show you if this work is worth what you want on the other side. So that's that.
So is the 90-day rule relevant? The 90-day rules when it comes to not spending money for 90 days and the 90-day rule when it comes to not having sex for 90 days?
I don't feel like not spending money for 90 days is relevant because it makes no sense.
At all.
Dating is to be courted. And if you don't want to court me, we are not dating.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I feel like that's not relevant because it's like,
not practical. It doesn't make sense.
What do you get out of that?
And what was his reason? What was his real reasoning for not wanting to spend money on
I just think he thought he was saying something. He thought he was like mic drop.
Yeah.
Like he thought the niggas was gonna film like,
yeah.
Like that's not a flex to say, oh, I don't like to have a low maintenance woman. That's your flex.
Yeah.
That you're gonna end up cheating on with a high maintenance bitch.
Right.
That's the flex you want to go with. Okay.
Yeah, I don't get what you get out of trying to say
I'm not gonna spend money on you for 90 days. That's weird.
If a man opened up his mouth and to fix his lips to say those words to me, I would just turn around. Just turn around.
Also, on the other hand, I want to be objective and say maybe he's been used a lot, and then he's just like, well, you know what?
Well, then pick better. That's what they tell us, right?
They do. They tell us
pick better.
They do tell us to pick better.
It's your fault. Choose a better bitch.
Hello.
You should have saw the flags.
Hello.
Okay.
Yep.
Period.
Okay. And then for women, when it comes to the 90-day rule, is irrelevant of them having sex. I don't feel like it's relevant. I feel like we keep saying, do it when you feel comfortable. If a man makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel in all of your feminine energy and all this good stuff, X, Y, and Z, I don't feel like it's relevant. But it could be relevant if you are trying to change the trajectory of a relationship.
Right.
If you want to do better for yourself, or if you want to have more control of your personal well-being, your hygiene, and you think that not having sex is okay with that, find someone that doesn't want to have sex, because there are men that are out there that are willing to wait. And if I feel like if men feel like your only value is your vagina, then yes, you should definitely hold those rules strong.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like we're being like, hypocritical by saying for them they can't do it, but we can. I feel like it's only because
it's not hypocritical because of the reasoning.
I'm gonna say the reasoning. I was gonna say if there is a legitimate reason why you don't want to spend 90 days with a woman and you don't spend money on her, give me a real good reason. I need to know the reason.
Slide in our DMs, our podcast DMs, not our personal ones.
Let me know why 90 days without spending money on a woman is beneficial to you.
Yeah.
And then women, if you don't have sex for 90 days, you know what? Cleanse yourself, girl.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Yeah, same thing. I feel like the reasoning behind the 90 days of not having sex is what's important.
Yeah.
If you're not having sex with this man for 90 days just so you can be like, I'm just gonna see if he can wait for this pussy. Like, I'm just trying to test him. Like, I don't like testing relationships.
Yeah.
Don't test people because I'm gonna fail every time. So yeah, if your reasoning is to test him or to see, what he's about, or you're trying to get what you can from him without giving him no pussy, I feel like that's fucked up and that's irrelevant. But if your reason is because you're trying to make better choices for yourself, you want to make sure you have a clear mind before you enter a relationship, or because something bad happened to you, you're not ready to have sex right now. Like, there's many reasons why women choose, or men too, because men can also choose not to have sex for 90 days.
We're not even like, I don't even, that's crazy. Why do we never, because what if a woman
Because men are horn dogs.
Yeah, they are. But I'm going to say, what if a woman says she's not going to spend money on a man for 90 days? Do you feel like it would be a different
I think
story?
it's weird too. Like, why would you not spend money on for 90 days? Like, putting a time limit on not spending money.
Putting a time limit on anything is so weird.
Not anything, but putting a time limit on not spending money is weird to me. Like, I'm waiting 90 days to spend money. I don't know. It's weird to me. But on the episode of Girlfriends, remember Lynn was dating a guy who was abstinence.
Yeah.
And she kept trying to force him to have sex. Like, he did not want to have sex. And they actually broke up because she couldn't keep her hands to herself.
That's a fact.
You need to respect people's boundaries. There's a real reason why he chose not to have sex. I think he ended up having HIV.
I don't remember.
No, I think she did an HIV documentary.
Yeah, she did. She did the documentary.
Okay, maybe he didn't have HIV. Okay, but anyways, but back to what we're saying. He did not want to have sex, and she kept pushing it.
Yeah, she did.
And there was a real reason why he was doing this. So whatever people's reasons are to keep that boundary, I feel like sex is so personal. You can't force someone to give that to you.
I feel like it's because we've made it so impersonal. People don't take it as seriously as they should.
Yeah.
Because I feel that, like we said, you will meet someone and you'll want to have sex with them on the first day and do it.
And will.
So when you try to follow it up with like, but if you want to have a boundary of not having sex, it's like we're literally saying, we'll fuck you, but now I want to look at myself differently. I don't want to be a hoe no more.
We have the right to change our mind.
You absolutely have the right to change your mind
and then change it back.
But do you know how crazy you sound? Like you sound when you say you're like it's okay to have that boundary. Don't press someone else's boundary. But then you're like, yeah, fuck if you want to. Yeah,
I feel like there's different people in the world. Yeah. So there's some people who want to have those boundaries and some people who don't want to have those boundaries. And for those both people, your feelings are valid. Your reasons are valid. If you want to fuck the first night every time you see a man, girl, that's your business. But do what you got to do. If you want to make every man you date wait 90 days, girl, that's your business.
That's what Joan did. That's so funny that we were talking about.
Yeah, Joan did that shit.
Joan had a 90-day rule. And it was so crazy when she started dating.
And they waited.
I know they usually did wait.
Yeah.
They had a problem with it for a little bit. Then they realized it was like, this is fun. Getting to know someone outside of sex can be fun, y'all. There is so much more
with a non-sexual
forms of intimacy that you can do.
Yeah.
But we could probably talk about that in another episode because I think that's a really good episode.
Non-sexual forms of intimacy. That's a good, and I think it's important for us to learn there's also ways to get to know someone and be intimate without having sex.
Because sex is not the only intimacy that you can have with someone.
Period. Ooh.
I'm sick. So let's get into the pros and cons of the 90-day rule.
Okay.
So you want to talk about the cons first, or you want me to go to the pros?
Yeah, go with the pros first.
Okay. So we keep saying it. We're going to drill it into your fucking head until y'all understand what we're talking about. But the first pro is you actually get to know someone.
Yeah.
You literally have nothing but that 90 days of time literally just sit there. And we say you get to know someone the most when you just sit back and listen. People love to talk about themselves, and they will eventually share something that you either like, you don't like.
I love letting niggas talk their ear off.
And then I feel like 90 days would make it a 90-day cleanse. Like I said earlier, it is a pro because it's like you get to fix the pH, you get all them energies out that have no business being in there. Yep. And I feel like if more people did participate in having 90 days, then you would, like we said, meaningless sex would not be a thing. And I feel like I, for one, know if I was not in a relationship, I don't think I believe in casual sex anymore. I just feel like it's just not something I want to engage in.
That's not something I always engage in, but that's something I am willing to engage in once in a while because I'm not a relationship person. I
am. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I absolutely am. So for me, it's like it has to be meaningful because every time I do have sex, every time I did or would have sex that wasn't with someone that I actually liked, I was just like, bro, why did you do that?
I don't feel that way. I don't share that same feeling. If I have sex with someone I don't like or didn't care about, it was just a thing, It always bothers me more when I like you, and it was like
no. I feel like because I just sometimes I just do it because I'm just like I said, just because you can don't mean you should. Yeah. And the last one is what we said earlier: you don't cloud your judgment with lust when you give yourself 90 days to really sit there, listen. Closed legs.
I hate when people be like, close your legs. Like, I hate that term.
But I feel like it's like so ingrained in our head that we do close our legs.
Well, when people say it as in like sex.
Oh, yeah.
Like she should have closed her legs.
You didn't close her legs.
Right. I'm like,
she'll probably get a husband then.
Right. Close her legs. Like, shut the fuck up. Like that nigga try to tell me I gotta stop shaking my ass so I can get a husband.
He really did say you will not find a husband. You will not be blessed with a husband until you stop shaking your ass on the internet.
Right. I'm like, I'm gonna be shaking ass to the day I die. I'm telling you. I'm gonna be married shaking ass. I'm gonna be single shaking ass. I'm gonna be in a wheelchair shaking my motherfucking ass. That's just who I am as a person.
So let's get into your cons.
Cons is most niggas don't want to wait. Most niggas don't want to wait 90 days for mediocre pussy. I'm sorry. Not all pussy is good pussy. We like to say, oh, our pussy is good, our pussy is fire. I know mine is. But some of us don't got all the best pussy. And you know how mad you would be to wait 90 days and to hit and the pussy was trash and you were spending money on this bitch, taking this bitch out, doing all this shit this bitch wanted just to give her that whack ass pussy? Yeah, no.
But what if it was whack ass dick, like I said earlier?
Well, I'm speaking from a man's perspective. That's just a con.
Okay, you're right.
Making a nigga wait 90 days. I mean, or you're right, making a bitch wait 90 days and the shit was whack. Because, you know, how pissed would Lem be if she fucked him and it was just boo-boo?
Yeah.
She was like, I waited all this, because it was like a year of them dating. It's like 8 months.
It really? It was a good amount of time.
A good amount of time of no sex. She did good. 8 months without sex, and you like this man, and he was fine.
He was not attractive.
He was attractive to me.
See, that's what I'm saying.
You know, like medium ugly niggas.
You know, we have. I'm gonna say the way
I like my niggas medium ugly. Just a little ugliness in them.
Okay, another con.
Another con is most men view it as a game.
Yeah.
So it's like when you put that boundary on them, they see it as, oh, this bitch is playing with me.
Yeah.
And,
or they're like, let me try to still see if she gonna fuck.
Yeah. So they that's how they view it. And another con is women sometimes use it to secure commitment.
Yeah.
And a man will say almost anything to get some pussy. We know that. So he might fake commit to you.
That's a fact.
And pretend that he's all in just to get that. And it's like, that's crazy, but a nigga will go to Jerusalem for you.
Get some holy water.
Just to get your pussy, like almost anything. So yeah, are you willing to have that man who's pretending to be committed to you, have that fake commitment to get the pussy? And sometimes they will leave after the 90 days.
Yeah, exactly.
That don't mean he will stay. You will make him wait thinking he was going to be all committed to you. He got that shit and he dipped, girl.
Yeah. That would suck. Not me waiting 3 months for you to be my boyfriend and then you finally not my boyfriend no more.
Because you got the pussy.
That's crazy. What if they're doing 90 days with... Okay, no, we're going to get into that later. We're going to get into that later. Okay, so let's get into some motherfucking questions.
Choo-choo.
Have you ever done the 90-day rule?
No. I don't make any man wait 3 months. Maybe, okay, wait, I took that back. I have done the 90-day rule.
Okay.
I have, but it wasn't intentionally making him wait 90 days. I think it was just like, I wanted us to get to know each other. He also did not live in Houston. So it's like, it's easier to have that time go by when he doesn't live in town. So I have done it. But it wasn't intentional. Like, I'm going to make him wait 90 days to get the pussy. I think it was just like, I'm trying to get to know you. Like, even me now, I'm going to try to get to know you before I fuck you for the most part. So, and it just happened to be over 90 days. And when we finally did have sex, I mean, it was okay. And it was okay. But we did feel really connected. Even though the sex was okay, I felt really connected. Well, for my part, I don't know how he felt.
Okay.
But for me, I felt like we were really connected and that it was something beautiful and understanding. And it was just a great moment. Like, we've been anticipating this. We just been talking about this. And when it finally happened, it was just this big, beautiful, romantic thing. And he put effort into the thing. He decorated the room. It was just a whole, it was really sweet. So it was just like
losing your virginity.
It was almost like me losing my virginity again. So yeah, I feel like it did work out for me at that time, but I don't intentionally put the 90-day rules on men. I just put when I feel comfortable, when the vibes are right, and we're both comfortable with each other, and I like you and you like me, and I feel like we're actually going somewhere in this relationship, and it's not just, a fizzled out thing. Like what do you call it? A fling. Yeah.
I feel like the same way. I literally didn't intentionally do it before as well, but it did happen. And when we did finally have sex, it was amazing. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say the 90 days wasn't intentional, but also it was because I was also entertaining other things that were hindering me from my blessing. Yeah. So you also have to get yourself back on track with that.
Right.
So that was my question.
So would you date a man that made you wait 90 days to have sex with him?
I think I could.
Okay.
I think that now I understand that I want to respect him. I want him to respect me. I want to see if, like I said, the reasoning of what if he's a sex addict, or what if, like, you know, he was just going through something. But I'm gonna say I would rather, if you made me wait, I would like to know the reason why.
I think the reason is important.
Yeah, I feel like, so I'm gonna say, because if I just drive not having sex with you, it'll be weird. But if you like say, hey, I am, like, you know, fasting from sex or something like that,
Yeah.
then I will absolutely respect that if I like you enough.
Yeah.
I have to like you enough too.
Right.
Because I like sex.
Right.
So my question.
That's why I don't even get like feel type of way when guys are like, I'm not dealing with this. Because it's kind of hard, especially when you like the person. I feel like, especially for a man, because for some reason they can't control themselves when they see a fine bitch. To withstand
Yeah.
from sex. Yeah.
Abstain from sex.
Abstain.
Yeah. Okay. Did you answer the question?
I just asked you a question.
Oh, okay. My last question is, who benefits more from the 90-day rule?
Which one?
Either
Both
or.
of them? The person who is doing the withholding, I feel like, benefits more, whichever way it is. If it's the 9 day of not spending money, I feel like the man's benefiting more. And if it's the 9 day of not having sex, the man or the woman who's withholding is benefiting more, because you are keeping something that you know they want.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, when something's like just out of your reach, and you just try to keep grabbing it, you just try to keep grabbing, but it's just right out your reach. I kind of feel like that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah.
With that 90-day rule thing.
Yeah.
Regardless of what your reasoning is, it is baiting. So especially when you know they want it.
Yeah.
So yeah, whoever is the one that's withholding, I feel benefits more because they're doing it for them.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like no one benefits, because at the end of the fucking day, like, if you really like someone, we wouldn't put ourselves in those positions to, like, you know.
Don't you think it's dependent on what the reason is? Like, if
Yes.
it's
I do.
Even if you really like someone and you're like, I want to make better decisions for myself and put that boundary for
I
me.
absolutely understand that with
Yeah.
boundaries and stuff. But I feel like I feel like if you are also, it also goes to, if you are not in the space in your healing and or your needs for you to be dating, you're still not benefiting it from it. Even if you're withholding sex when something you want to do, I feel like you're not benefiting because you're not using that time to just focus on yourself then. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to try to date while you're healing. You know, you could just give yourself that space.
Okay. I see what you're saying. So if you're healing, you shouldn't be dating. Why?
No, I didn't say you.
Okay.
I'm saying if you feel like you have to do that
Yeah.
just in place so you don't, you know, mess up your healing, maybe you need more time for your healing if
Okay.
that's the one thing that's going to hinder you from getting better.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Did that make sense to you?
It makes sense. But before it sounded like you said you shouldn't date because you're healing.
Oh, no, you can definitely date while you're healing, but
Yeah.
make it make sense, girl.
Right. But I always say come healed. But you told me like no one is ever fully healed.
Because you
But
get triggered.
You get triggered. So I do want you to come mostly healed. You know, I want
Or
you
with the tools to be able
to heal yourself.
not heal yourself, but defuse when you're triggered and or know what your triggers are, so you could tell your partner those kind of things. So, because most people still don't know.
So I didn't write a second question. I don't know why. Did we just get too drunk or something? I don't know.
I don't know. I think you just probably gave up on me.
Did I? No, because we had a conclusion. What happened? I think that man started talking to me.
That's probably what it was.
That man started going up on my ears. But let's question off the spot. Okay, let me ask you this the other way. Would you date a man that made you wait 90 days before he spent any kind of money on you?
No.
Yeah, I knew the answer to that.
I'm gonna say, and same for you.
Yeah.
So thank y'all for following us on this journey. It was a nice, beautiful one. I think that I'm more awake now than I was when I first started it because I was dead because of her. So thank you about the 90-day rule. If y'all have any
big boys.
If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, I mean, because I feel like we only really touched on 2 other things that people do for 90-day rules. But
Yeah.
if y'all have things that y'all do in your 90-day rule that we didn't mention, you can always leave it in the comments because we love that shit. And while you're at it, follow us on all social media platforms at The Real Sip and Spill, except Twitter, which is
Sip and Spill 1.
And you can give us a 5-star rating because it's on 5-star bitches. Ow.
I sip wine, kick my feet up when I get time. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea. Sipping and spilling